So good morning, and welcome to your Saturday Vinyasa. 2 blocks, a strap, perhaps, so we'll have it as a just in case, and a blanket. So if you're new to this, my name is Martha McAlpin, and this is going to be about just over 60 minutes of asana, and then a rest, and then a breath, and then a sit, and then a second rest. And so we're building the ability to both be still and be in movement, because being still is an action. And all of this is around Manipura, which is the home of our action. So we've had the Kundalini practice through the week, and this is a chance to really balance and come back into the physical body after being in the energy body. And I was sent this fantastic TED Ed talk on currents. It's just 4 minutes long on how ocean currents work. And if you think about the depth of the ocean and how huge those movements are, and you think, how do they get moving? I mean, if you had a huge bathtub of water, it's not going anywhere. And so there are 2 forces. There's a thermodynamic, so there's heating at the surface and it cools and it drops down. But there's also the very surface of the wind, of the water is moved by wind. And it's also moved by tides. And it's also moved by the rotation of the earth. But I was really fascinated by all this water is moved from its surface. And one layer affects the layer beneath it, affects the layer beneath it, affects the layer beneath it, and it pulls it into this huge current that truly feeds the planet. That everything about this chain of movement circulates our water system, circulates the salinity, circulates the algae, which circulates the oxygen. And if you think about, if this is, let's consider the water your thoughts, and the movement of the water are your actions. The very surface, the thing that really matters, that gets us going, where we come into contact with that very surface, is our thoughts. And so I caught myself 3 times yesterday denigrating my own actions before I took them. You can't do that. You're not good at that. That's not the thing that you know how to do. So that's the wind that I'm establishing. And that will attach to every action. And it will go deeper and deeper and deeper until this is the current of my life that I've defined at this very surface level. So as we practice, it's an opportunity to just catch yourself as you engage with what you're doing. What direction do you want to be thinking in? Right? What's the very top layer that you can affect that then pulls other layers underneath it, that has effects, today's thoughts having effect years from now? It's an amazing thing to think that what I'm thinking now will affect me for the coming year. But it's there. Our thoughts affect our actions. So we'll keep this in mind. Let's start out on the back. So if you use a playlist, you are welcome to it. All the playlists on my Spotify start with capital letter Vinyasa. That'll give you a nice 90-minute practice. And starting out on your back for now. And just rolling a little bit side to side, settling in. And one of the first ways that we can begin our practice is with our expression. So what expression would you conclude with? What expression would you wear out into the day today? Take your left leg long, your left hand overhead. Little hint of a smile. Good morning, kindness, hand to shin. Right hand, right heel, open wide. And then hand to shin. Inhale, left side. Exhale, close. Inhale, right side. Exhale, close. Keep it going. What's your expression? And how does your expression then begin to participate in your movement? In your movement. Is there a hint of a smile in your gesture? In to open, out to close. And so maybe it quickens for you, or maybe it goes more slowly and you pause with the hands open or the hands closed. What does your body require? Listen for what's needed. Mine wants to go more quickly. If you want to add a little bit of action into the navel, both legs out, both hands overhead. Exhale, hands to shins. Inhale, hands open. Widen your knees as they come to your chest. Start to flush out the hips and round through the low back. Opening and closing. As you choose, lift your head, shoulders, bring your nose between your knees. So the whole upper back can open. Through the armpits, through the heels. Good. Oh, we'll bring it back to one side at a time, opening right and then opening left. And you may work right here, or we'll bicycle by putting your hands behind your head and your opposite elbow meets the opposite knee. Exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. It gets a little quicker. We're going to get a sound out the mouth, a whisper of ha, 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 ha. Keep your head, shoulders lifted. Ha. We're going to accelerate. Ha, 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 ha. Little louder. Ha, ha, ha. So the other people or your pets or your neighbors know you're awake. We go ha, 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 ha. 3, 2, 1. Hands to your shins, roll right up, add your blanket, sit up tall, cross your legs and put your hands up high. And open your belly as though from the center of your body you are radiating out. Widen your hands so they're wider than your hips. Press into your palms, bring your ribs back, drop your shoulders, turn your chin. This is the action of Manipura. It feeds everything. Fill that space with your expression. Fold your fingers into the base of your knuckles, but your palms are open, thumbs are strong. Shake out your shoulders, your jaw, your head. Drop the shoulders. We'll find that ha, 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 ha. Close your lips. Out the mouth, out the nose, same breath. I'm going to accelerate for 25. Five, 4, 3, 2. Big inhale. Hold the breath in, hard up. Hook your thumbs, open your hands, reach, and then widen out. Eyes closed, notice the center of your body, radiating light out into the limbs, out beyond the surface of your skin. Give it the hint of a smile. Let your breath be free. If it needs to be bigger, be bigger. Let go of last week. Let go of your plans. Let go of your assumptions and let your breath be free. Good, and we'll come to stand. Let your hands be loose, let your feet be wide, and we just turn through the navel. The fingers light against your body. And turn from that center point, the navel point where you were bicycling, and now we stabilize the legs and use it to turn the chest, to turn the chin, to free the hands. Each one's an exhale, exhale. Let your arms be long, let your elbows open, let your finger joints loosen. We go 10, 9, 8, 7. Really turning deep down from the center of your abdomen. 3, 2, 1. Pause, center, notice. We're just brightening. Good. Fist. So draw your left elbow up and your right hand down like you're picking up a bucket. Change sides. So the hand that's reaching down, open it up. The hand that's coming up, bring it up into your armpit and bring your elbow up high. So you're moving as far down your thigh as you can. Because what you're doing is you're opening the sides of your spine. Move from the center of your body. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. In, out. In, out. 10, 9, 5, 4, higher elbows. 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Feel, notice, pause. You're going to spin. Feet a little closer. Hands go up. Hands go back. Hands go up. Hands go down. So we inhale, 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 exhale. In, out. In, ha. 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 3, 2, 1. Beauty. Standing tall. Pause. Feel a steady pulse from the middle of your body out into your limbs, out into your life. And this is what we want to distribute. And the asana is what moves energy through us and clears the way. So stepping to the top of your mat. We'll step the right foot back and the left front knee will bend as you sweep your right hand high. Put your left hand to your thigh. And you just drop your right hand as you straighten your front leg. And the inhale starts to open up the right side and the exhale brings it down. In. Good, and out. Imagine your emphasis is the whole right side of your abdomen. And the way to find it is plug into your back heel, sweep up and open, and then let it come down and go one more. And reach. Good. Add your left hand to hold the right wrist. Shift your weight to your back heel and wrap your right hip forward. And let all the space of your right side ribs get a little bit larger, opening the hip, opening the ribs, hands to the left. Step your right foot up, keep your hands where they are, so go up. Step your right heel down, go up and over to the left for 3. And you're just allowing the breath all the way down into your right hip. And then coming up and wide down. And just notice the right side and the left side. Step your left foot back. And bend the right knee with your hand to your thigh. Hand coming up. This will be inhale. Left hand down. Hips back. Exhale. So in to up. And out. Now plant your back heel. And that back heel becomes the anchor, as though you were stretching a band from your back heel to your fingertips. Bend your front knee, opening all of it. And one more. As your left hand comes up, stay. Add your right hand. Hold the left wrist, go up, go right. So lift the left thigh back away from the front of the mat. Seal your left heel to the floor. Where can you find new length? Out of the left hip, out of the left ribs, out of the shoulder. Good. And then stepping your left foot up. Go higher and to the right. So the breath slides into the left side body, the left heel to the floor. The left ribs wrap back. Good. And then you stand upright, wide. Notice. Sweep up, bend your knees deeply, and we'll fold to the floor. Stepping your feet back, find your down dog. Good. Add a blanket in the middle so that you can put your knees to the floor. If you don't need padding, then you are fantastic. Hands and knees down, and set yourself back to child. So take the length you just made. Look forward, little wag of your tail. Inch your fingertips a half inch forward. Yeah, now inhale, hands, knees, and exhale, down dog. And we'll find that 3 times. Hands, knees, broaden your back, and exhale, fold. Rising, down dog. Good. Hands, knees, and fold. Hands, knees, down dog. Hands, knees. This time as you come down, put your elbows down first. And then your hips back. Keep your elbows down. Give it a breath, so this starts to get a little further into the upper back, and we'll continue. Come to elbows, come to hands, down dog. Drop your head. Hands, knees, elbows down, hips back, child. One more. Elbows, hands, dog, look back. Hands, knees, elbows, child, fold. Step your hands to the right, all the way off your mat, and sit the left hip back. Drop your left elbow. Drop your head. Softly roll the left side of your ribs down toward the floor. There we go. Good. Walk your hands to the left. And sit your right hip back. Drop your right elbow and drop your right shoulder and drop your head. Finding the right side body. Come back into the middle, into hands and knees. Press your left heel back, tuck your right toes under. And there'll be a temptation to crank your left hip open, and you just wrap your hip down. Press to the base of your thumbs to bring your navel up into your body. And then your right hand out, thumb up. Bring your knee to meet your elbow under your belly. There's exhale. Inhale once, inhale twice. Exhale, we go. In, out. In, out. In. 3, 2, 1. Reach out, stay. Pause, plug your left thumb in, press your left heel back. Right hand to reach, right knee down, navel steady. Good. Hands down. Pause, come into the base of your thumbs. Right heel back. Left hand forward, thumb points up, and notice you can wrap your right hip down and draw your navel up into your body, tuck your chin. So elbow to knee, and then inhale, exhale, in, out, in, out. So we're flushing the breath out of your body. One more. And then we pause. And the thumb of the right hand is strong into the floor. The right heel is strong behind you. Navel into the body, tuck the chin, and set it downward facing. Dog, hips up, press. Rest in the base of your thumbs. Walk your dog. So Manipura is a fire. The center of the body is the home of our Agni, our Shakti, and fire requires oxygen. So a big part of Manipura, the work at the center body, is the breath. Ha. Feet downward facing dog. Pause and be still. Hands, knees, right hand behind your head. Take your right elbow to your left wrist and wrap down. Opening and closing, and see if you can keep your attention at your navel and that the movement of your elbow is actually opening the center point from the belly and then wrapping it all the way in. At the top, take your right hand high, right hand behind your head and elbow to wrist. And open wide and elbow to wrist. 2 more like that. As you open your hand, feel to your outer right hip and hand to hip. And then right hand high, pause, palm faces front. Shift your hips back and your right hand comes down. And then draw your hands apart, hands and knees. Exhale, tuck your chin into your chest, reach out through your fingertips, rise up and open. 1 more. To close. And then to open. Good, good. Palm facing me. And right hand down. Left hand behind your head. Left elbow to right wrist. Good. Find your pace. And know that you are revolving from the navel. And then take your left hand high at the top, open it up, elbow to wrist, 3, opening up, elbow to wrist, 2, make some space, and 1 more, open up, pause tall, sweep your hips back and your left hand forward, almost to close, and then sweep open, good, hips back, hand down, opening from the left hip to your left hand, and 1 more time. Hips back, hand down. And with your hands apart, pause, broaden the collarbones, free the jaw. And as the left hand comes down, you find downward facing dog. And just find the space you've made. Again, start by walking the dog. And notice the volume available in your chest. We have muscles between each rib, and they move, they contract, and they release, and we are opening the space between the ribs. Good. Put your knees down and add your blocks up at the front. And as we return, you'll step your left foot up to find a lunge. And the back heel stays high and the hands come up high. As you straighten your front legs, your hands are up. As you bend your front knee, palms face forward, elbows down, open the front of your chest. So inhaling, open the back hip. Exhale, keep lifting your back thigh and shoulder blades to your spine. Hold. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling. Exhale, keep your front knee bent. Inhale up, stay. Exhale here, and we're going to reverse the breath. To inhale, elbows down. Navel to spine. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, navel to spine. Firm back leg. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, navel to spine. And again, stay. It all steady. Right hip forward. Sweep your hands wide. Bring your palms together. This is exhale. Hands go wide. This is inhale. Just 2. Exhale. Navel to spine. Firm your legs. Feel how the breath and the body come together. 1 more. Strengthen the back leg. Palms to touch. Strong back body. Hands down. Downward facing. So press your right hand down and away, your right hip high, and your right heel comes toward the floor. Shorten your stance by 2 inches and take your front hand toward the center line. Let your knees be soft and your heels high. Your left hand will come to your right outer shin. Bend your left knee more and press your right shin back to look up under your right armpit. And find the right side of your spine, the right hip. That's it. Lori, look all the way under your armpit. Beauty. Press your right heel back. Bend your left knee more. Revolve. Look down. Hands down. Press back. Ha. Right foot will step up. And a lunge. So we know how we start. Straightening the front leg. And then bending the front knee, elbows bend. We start the breath here, inhaling up, exhaling elbows. So bring your attention to your back thigh and keep lifting it from the floor. Keep squaring your left hip forward. Make a little more space. Now as you bend your front knee, keep your front knee bent, hands up, take a breath. Exhale. Inhale, elbows down. Exhale, navel to spine. In. So the belly goes back towards the back body. One more. Inhale down and then exhale, press, stay. Sweep wide, palms to touch. Belly is engaged, legs are stronger, open wide. And then exhale, palms. And in. Feel how strong your breath is, how it holds the pose. Last time, palms steady. Down. Down dog. As we build strength in the breath, it will strengthen the body. Look forward, take your left hand an inch closer to the center line. Bend your knees, look back, lift your heels, soften your knees. Right hand to your left outer shin. Your right knee bends more towards your armpit. Your left heel goes back and you revolve looking up underneath the left side shoulder, left side armpit. Press your left hand down and away your left hip back. Bend your right knee. Revolve. Open the whole outer left body. And center. And down dog. And you are stronger than you know. All of it coming from the center body. Knees down. Hands under the shoulders, tops of the feet flat. And feel as you put your feet down, the low belly can round up into your body. Press your feet to lift your knees. So small. Press your feet to lift your knees. Press into the base of your thumbs, broaden your back. And so the navel comes into the spine, just like our lunge. And we breathe what the body is creating. We breathe it in. We take in its strength. We take in its intensity. We take in the experience. One more. And knees to the floor. Beautiful. Down dog. And all of a sudden, the dog starts to get a little bit of levity, a little float. Good. Left heel down, right heel high. Turn so you can see. Bend your right knee. Straighten it out. Bend and straighten your right leg, letting it open, letting it close. And step your right foot up between your hands. Good. Set one block ahead of you, about a foot length from the tips of your toes and on the pinky side. And the other block will come just, let's put it inside on its tail. Right? Warrior two. So we have a little block set up. Some mystery. Hands up high. Lori got a haircut. Bend your knee. Awesome. So float, float. Find your breath. If I'm only as strong as my breath, I keep my breath easy so there's more capacity for what could come. Warrior two. Pause. Good. Good. Let it settle. Adjust. So the front kneecap is forward. You're not gripping anywhere. When you start gripping, straighten your front leg and take your hands up. Good. Elbow to thigh. Sweep over the top. Give that a moment. Wag the tail a little bit. You're not gripping, you're not holding. Warrior two. Take it back. Good, move forward. Reverse. Straighten your front leg. Come out of that hip. Come back. And warrior two. Widen. Elbow to thigh. Sweep. Look up under the armpit just like you did. Find the back heel. All the pieces we've been building. Sweep wide. Warrior two. Pause and look forward. No gripping. So when you come up out of that hip, make space. Keep your right hand lifted. Slowly bend your right knee. So coming into reverse crescent, slowly walk your left hand a little closer towards your left hip, and that will give you a little more height, all the way under your jaw. Straighten your front leg, take it back, wag the tail. And again, bend your right knee, soft, 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 soft. Right hand down to that inner block, and the left hand comes up over, stay. Wrap your right hip under, sweep the left hand over. Stand in the left heel. Sweep wide, warrior two. Straighten your front leg, bring your hands to your hips. Okay. So that front block is where our right hand will go for a half moon. Hop your back foot in one step, so you're not quite so splayed out, and you feel steady, bringing your hand down to the block. You can set it on its edge, you can set it on its tail. Right now we're just getting set so that the right hand is beneath the right shoulder. Keep your left hand to your hip, and bending your right knee, put your left foot back to the floor. Reverse, drop back. Good, straighten your front leg, wag the tail. Open that right side, bring your right hand to the block, and lift up. So you're moving from the center, from the navel, left hand comes up. Flex your left foot, pause a beat, open it all. And then bending your right knee, left foot down. Last time, right. Reverse, straighten that front leg, come up, come out, get very long. Bend your right knee, look down to the block. Lift off, hand to hip, then left hand to ribs. Roll your left ribs open. Send your right thigh back, left hand high. Flex both feet. You're standing in both legs. Move the center navel to the back body. Good. Good. Left foot down, two hands to the mat, step back, down dog. Right heel opens up. And you just bend and straighten your right leg again. You can circle your knee, you can open and close, relieve the tension of the right hip. Good. And then setting it down. We'll step the left foot up. All right, let's open the left hip, my mistake. Heels up. And just bend and straighten your left leg up behind you. And that little bend and little straighten makes a little space in the ribs, in the back body, in the left side leg. And then the left foot steps up with some preparation. So first block is on its tail inside the heel. And the second block is at least a foot lengths away on the pinky side for our half moon. Sweep wide. And just find the breath. Float, float. Coming up and bending. Good. Float and bend. There we go. Bend and then just pause and breathe as if you stood up. So can you keep that steady wave of ease in and out of your body? If you need to, come an inch or two out of that warrior two. And then elbow to thigh, open the right side, press your right heel down, and then through warrior two, drop back and straighten the front leg so you can up out of that hip. We don't want to create gripping in the left hip, so keep it open, warrior two, and side angle. Use your feet instead of your hips. And warrior two. And as you reverse, pause. Straighten your front leg, wag the tail, open the chest. Softly bend. So you'll come in and out of that reverse crescent, making more and more space and less grip. Your outer foot is down. See if you can raise the arch of your back foot. That's it, genius. And the left knee stays. So all this length. Bring the left hand down inside and the right hand wide, high. Can you expand from your navel? And can you find your expression? Your space here. A little 10% of that expression is moving the other 90% of the pose. Reverse. Up, back, straighten out. Good. Left hand to hip. So we will see the block, but before we go, we'll bring the back foot a step in. So we're a little closer. Right hand to hip. Left gaze to the back, hand to the block to lift off. And just find that you can float your right heel. Use your right hand to rotate your right hip a little higher towards the ceiling. Open the pelvis and the inner thigh. So this is our practice one. Stephanie, put your hand on your hip for a second. And just come back down to the floor. It's a mulligan. We set it up. We find the way. And that way the next ones have a little less tension. Left hand down. Heel floats. So right hand at the hip, roll your hip open. Right hand at the rib, roll your rib open. Right hand high. And you start to open from the navel in all directions. Right hand to hip, toe to the floor. One more time. Up and back. So from the left toes to the hip, to the shoulder, to the hand. Where do you need to go? And then setting it down. That it's less about the pose and it's more what the pose is offering us. This opening from heel to heel, from hand to hand. And the breath is steady from the navel in all directions. 3, 2, good. And the back toes to the floor. And hands come down, you're facing down. Lift the left heel high, up and out. Up and out. And then bend the left knee and straighten. Roll, you can bring the left knee behind the right knee and then back up. Finding where it needs to go. Feet down. Walk your dog. Hips move side to side. Head drops side to side. Knees drop wide, toes together. Child's pose. Let the low back widen and settle. Let your hips move from side to side. Hands and knees, rounding, tops of the feet press down, and lift your knees. And just rest your weight in the thumbs, the base of your thumbs and the base of your knuckles, and the tops of your feet. And we're resting our weight there, and the more we rest in the hands and the feet, the more that the navel floats, and as the navel floats, the knees rise. For 3, for 2, for 1. Knees down, tuck toes, down dog. Walk your dog, walk your dog. As you come to your hands and your knees, you'll put a block beneath your left hand. And you'll spin your left toes out to the left and your right foot flat. We know this. We know where we are. Right hand reaches over the top. Let your hips come forward. Let your chin turn side to side. And then bring your right elbow to your left knee. And then inhale, open it up, foot to floor. Exhale, bring it in. And so we move our way in and out of the breath. Make a little bit of heat, making a little bit of a smoothing between heel to hand, and then just pause. Good. And 2 hands down. Putting the block beneath your right hand. Turn your toes out to the right side. Tuck your right toes under. Put your left foot to the floor and sweep your left hand over the top. Opening the whole left side body. And bring your left elbow to your left knee. Tuck your chin round. And then open. And exhale, round. And open. 2 more. Anywhere that there is still stickiness in the hip or the back, we can smooth it out. Just pause. Good. And then turning back to down dog. And find the length and find the space and walk your dog. Good. Put both feet to the left side and cross your left foot over your right and bring your knees down so your left is in front of your right and your feet widen as you fold towards child and open the low back wide. Inhaling as you rise, and as you fold back, see if you can you find elbows to the floor? Oh. One more like that. Inhale at the top, and as you breathe out, as though you were breathing out the tension, the constraint, and then steady breath right as you are. Let the head be heavy. And folding into this bind only as far as you can maintain a smooth breath. So the exhalation is what releases the tension of the fold and allows it to grow. And if we lose the breath, we lose our ability to make our way in. Hands and knees. Tuck toes. And you'll step the right foot in front of the left. And the knees will come down and the toes will widen and we'll fold our way in. Finding this side. Rising up. This time, if you choose, seeing if you can find elbows to the floor to open the upper back, and then hips folding between the heels. One more. Up and out. Wag. Stay open as long as you can. And fold back. Two. One. Unfold. Tuck toes. Down dog. Uncross. And just pause. See if it's a little bit quiet. Being still enough in your dog that you can feel there's a rearrangement going on. The elbows are open, the head is heavy, and the legs are quietly making their way into length and strength. If you have a blanket, just fold it in half and set it aside. Walk your feet to your hands. Slide your hands up the backs of your legs, the bend of the knees, sweep wide, reach high. Back down, hands down the backs of the legs, which means you bend your knees, ribs find thighs, head is last. And we'll do 3 like that, hands wide, inhaling up. Each time you stand, anchor your heels into the floor. Dropping your head, and inhale up. And each time you stand, getting a little more coherence, heels to hands. Good. One more full length, upright, From heels to hands, bodies open. And then folding. If your hands reach your ankles, stay. If you need blocks, you're just going to lift halfway. So you may need to bend your knees, lift halfway, and fold in. If your hands are fine to the floor or the ankles, lift halfway. Chin in, spine long. It's a little more intense. Give it more breath. Good. 2 more. Tail back, spine long. Widen your seat. Fold in. Pause right there. Allow the upper back to become long. Allow your feet to be long from heels to toes. Beautiful. Wrap your elbows in, shoulders away from the floor. Yes, nice fix. To a big bend in your knees, sit your seat to the floor, roll your spine to the floor, and pause open. And if we are just still, we can feel the body rearranging. We can feel the breath changing and adjusting. With your heels beneath your knees, sweep your hands overhead as you lift your hips up high. Tuck a shoulder, tuck another, just finding this open bridge pose, and then roll down through the spine, roll your hands toward the floor, your hips towards your heels. We'll go 3 of those. Hips up, hands up. And then exhale, roll down. 2 more. Stand in your feet, and this will lift the hips and down. And again, hips up, hands up. Keep your hips up, bring your elbows down beside your ribs, plant your elbows, tuck a shoulder, tuck another. A little wag of the tail. If you choose, interlace your fingers. Press the pinky edge of your hand toward the floor. Let your navel widen. Heels be heavy. And then release your hands wide and roll down. Pause. Knees to your chest. We're going to roll up with the legs straight out and the hands up overhead. Inhaling. And then that half boat just floating down. Sweep up. And half boat float. If you need to, bend your knees, hold your outer knees. Inhale. So we go 5. And 4, get a little taller. But as you catch yourself in your boat, you're strengthening. And as you sit up tall, you're lengthening. And all of it is right from the center body. And what's your expression? What's the very surface of your ocean, right? You're like, ah! So rise up, find your expression, and keep it as you come down. Beauty. Palms together, knees to your shoulders, straighten out and bend your knees. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, press out. What's your expression? Right? This is really when it matters. Roll back up, heels long, hands high. Now find your expression and give it this power. Because when we give our expression, when we give our experience, when we give our intention this power, so much more likely. We're not waiting for circumstances. We are the circumstance. Hands down. Walk your hands back and your knees in. And this might be a perfect place for you to be, just right here. Spread the chest. Lift the heart. Find your expression. That might be the hardest part of practice. Who knows, right? Heels a little bit ahead of your knees so that when you press your hands and your hips lift, you can move softly forward and back. So bend your elbows. Bend your elbows because that'll let you move a little bit. Yeah. So that you can even come onto the balls of the feet and the balls of the hands. And then plant that and lift an inch. Good. A little forward. Open the shoulders and the wrists a little back. And the hips a little higher. Making your way forward and back until you can stand with the heels under your knees, just like your bridge, but now broaden. And now what's your expression? Right? We can tend to dig in. When things get hard, we shut down. I want you to just beam all possible love, kindness, humanity, and humor in all directions. Right here, standing, your feet open, your chest, lift your navel, and sit down. Now, legs out, hands up, and pause. You are the circumstance. You are the reason that you are happy. Not because of something outside of you. Keep it. Notice how you really don't want to be that most of the time. It'd be much better to have a cookie. Be the cookie. Because you know where we're going to go, right? We're just going to go back in. So the circumstance is not going to improve, but we can use this. Get on up there, get on, one more, hands up high. Because you know then that's going to grow and you're going to put your knees to your shoulders and then you're going to press it out, but you're becoming so much more. 3, yes. 2, now when you roll forward, notice this is it. That's the money. There you go, look what you made. Hands wide. Sitting tall. Fingers to the floor. Feel the navel. That this energy is radiating in all directions, and if you install in this point who you want to be, you're not waiting for circumstances. You're creating a circumstance and then you become magnetic and those circumstances find you and they become your home and your work and your family and your shoes and your travel. You create that right from this space. Your action creates your reality, but your thoughts, your emotions, they are the beginning. Good. Cross your legs. We'll come over onto the belly. We'll walk it back. So after the work of opening and closing the navel, walk your thighs back. Bend your knees and let your knees wash side to side. We have an awesome soundtrack going here. Good. Walk your thighs back. Wag the tail, build sphinx. So your heart comes up and your elbows come down. And you pull with your fingertips. And you open that space of the belly and you can feel how the space of the belly, you have connective tissue from your outer jaw down across your abdomen to your opposite outer hip. So if there's a temptation here and you open your belly, it always makes, it's connected. You are a lattice work of liquid crystal. Chest is broad. So you'll pivot your left elbow so that your forearm is in line with the top of the mat and reach your right hand back and bend your knee. And that may be where you go, or catch your inner foot and look forward again. Reach into your right knee, flex your foot, open the right side, turn your chin to the left. Good, now float your left toes an inch off the floor, straighten the left leg. And press your right foot into your right hand and open the chest. In a half bow. Good. Look to your right shoulder and you'll begin to bring your foot towards your hip. Just bring it in where you can. Good. If you can, spin your fingers to point forward. So you're going to spin from here, fingers point up, and spin your fingers. Come over the top. You got it. Lori's like, I'm not doing it. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. Now spin your right hip, square your hips, square your shoulders, square your gaze. And come right up out of the belly. So the front forearm is being your sphinx pose. It's bringing your belly forward. Good. Look back, and that will help the release. So you don't spoing to the floor. Good. Belly down, belly down, belly down. Walk your hands out. Come onto the pinky edge of your hands and wag your tail. So Lori, that little frown you made when you let go, I want you to walk your thighs back and take the pressure out of your low back and your hips by wagging your tail. And then press your pinkies down to lift your heart. So I could look forward because I'm resting on my ribs and I'm pulling, pressing my pinkies into the floor and drawing them back towards my chest. Press your right foot down and your right hand up and your left hand down and your right foot up. Good. Find that counter, that, like we did on hands and knees. And then we change right hand down and left hand up. And just a little at a time. Press the hand into the floor, press the foot into the floor, tuck your chin now. And let this stabilize through the pelvis and the shoulders. Only the limbs are moving. 3. 2. Just stable. Notice if you're really, really, really working very hard, make it less. Good. And then sphinx. And wag your tail. And your chest. And settle. How's that? She won't look at me. Right forearm pivots. Good. So establish yourself. There's no hurry. And the left hand will reach back. And the left thumb points up. And you bend your knee and you find your inner ankle. Flex your foot. If not, you're just reaching towards it. And as you push your foot into your hand, let it elevate the chest and bring your shoulder, your chin to your right shoulder. So that you could open that connective tissue from the left jaw to the right hip. Drop your left hip toward the floor. So where can you make less effort and trust the bind? The only work is in the foot into the hand. Foot into the hand. Good. Look back and take the top of your foot, maybe spinning the fingers over the toes. So the left hip will be back and we'll wrap the left hip forward. We'll wrap the left chest forward. And we'll use the forearm on the mat to draw your navel and your heart forward so we're not collapsing. So we hold anger and resentment in the quadriceps. If you're encountering this, then keep breathing a little more deeply and be glad it's not there. Don't keep it there. And then look back to release, to hands out long. So the pinky edge into the hand again, into the floor again, wag the tail. Stabilizing your hands will stabilize your shoulders. Draw your shoulder blades back and lift the chest. So the arms are very strong. And that allows the hips to move. Chest is strong, spine is strong. Now hips are strong. Press your left foot down, your right hand down, left hand up, right foot. And just alternate. Tuck your chin now. And you're looking to not strengthen, but to stabilize. So anywhere that felt put out by that last effort, I want you to draw your tail toward the floor, the chin toward the chest. Good. Good. Hands wide, turn your chin to the right, put the backs of your hands to your low back, and pause. Good. Your right hand sweeps forward, lift your chest, look forward. And as you take your right hand back, look left. Pause a beat. So feel how turning your chin to the left and dropping your shoulder back on the right, you get a stretch from the right shoulder to the right jaw. So reach the left hand out, look forward. And then the left hand back, look right. There's our pattern. Right hand reach out. And look left. Take your hand a little higher. Reach the left hand. Turn your chin to the right shoulder and stretch. Left shoulder away from the ear. Good. Reach right. And turn left. Hand a little higher up the back. Left hand. Reach. And turn right. A little higher up the back. Last set. Right hand reach. Turn your chin to the left. Left hand reach. And turn right. Excellent. That's it. Wag of the tail. Wag of the tail. Hands down, right hand wide to the right and palm flat to the floor, all in line with your right shoulder. Put your left palm down on the left side so that you can roll onto your right ribs. Drop the right side of your head. Bend the left knee. So the left foot comes behind the right thigh. And let that twist from your chest come into the mid-back. Drop your head. And let your left knee gently open. Continuing the twist we started in the chest into the mid-back. Without trying to go further, can you stay right where you are and let the posture just blossom internally instead of chasing more? More is where the injury is, so we just want to allow it to change us. And belly down. Belly down, cross your forearms, rest your forehead first. Don't go anywhere. Notice the right side, how it may have opened under the armpit, how it may have opened into the right rib and hip. And the left arm wide, and the left palm flat to the floor, straight out of the shoulder, right palm flat to the floor to your right, and you roll to your left, and you bend your right knee, and you drop your right foot to the floor. Bend your left knee if you need to, right? Drop your head, soften any tension in the neck. You're not trying to look up over your shoulder at all. And you're not trying to go further. See if you can find a place that's stable. Close your eyes and find your breathing. And let the breath create the interior, the opening. And without trying to do more, notice you may be holding tension exactly in that place. Instead of making more, make less tension. More supple. Good. And bring it to belly down. And pause. Cross your forearms. Forehead down. Walk your hands back, keeping your knees together. You'll fold towards child. So feet together, knees together, elbows down if you can. And then from the elbows, press down and away to shift your hips back and let your head come down. As you rise up, come onto your shins, and you'll sweep your hands high to finish, just this way. As you tuck your chin, turn your palms to face back and take the backs of your hands to your low back, folding in. Good. Sweep wide, rise up. That's inhale. Exhale, fold down. This time, rise up, bring your palms together at the center of your chest. Widen your knees a step so you're hip distance. Good. Fold down. Hands to your low back. Inhale, up overhead. Exhale, fold. And palms together, hips forward. And fold. Good. Hands up high. Inhale, rise. And fold down. Palms together. Let it quicken like you're swinging forward, swinging back. And up. Good. In the nose, out the mouth. In the nose, out the mouth. In the nose. For 2. For 1. Good. And just rise. If you can, sit your heels. We'll just be here a moment. Might be deep. Just stay. Deepening the knees, deepening the hips. Stay. Feel the pulse, the space, and the energy at the center. So that you can walk your feet out in front of you. Bringing a block with you, one in the hands. So as you come onto your back, the last pose will be a block between your thighs. Arms out wide, drop your knees towards 45. So you're not going to the floor, just a little hover. And in the hover, draw your bottom knee up to squeeze the block, and you'll feel your navel turn a little to the opposite direction. So center. And the knees drop a little to the left, and you pause. So now you're on the outer left hip. Bring the bottom thigh up to hold the block. Navel turns right. We're stabilizing. And center. So we go right. Exhale. Center. Inhale. Go left. Exhale. And center. And right. Hold the block. Use your legs. Center. And by using your legs, you're stabilizing the spine and low back combination. Now stay right for 3. Squeeze the block. Everything you have not rinsed out, we're going to squeeze it right here. Let your heels be in line with your knees so your legs extend just so slightly. Squeeze the block and bring it into the center. Drop your heels. Good. Heels at a right angle, so heels and knees in one line. Hug the block, drop left, stay 3. And now is the chance. Everything that set you off last week, you're going to squeeze it out of the block. Everything that destabilized you, anchor it into the navel. We are steady, we are strong. What's your expression? Center. Good. Set the block aside. Last place. Hands to shins. Hands to shins. Heels up, hands up. Here's our inhale. Open it out. Knees to shins. Hands to shins. Here's our breath out. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, knees bend. 3. And then 2. And knees bend. Go ahead and put your feet to the floor. Put your palms flat beside your hips. Go ahead and lift your hips and slide your thumbs to meet under your hips. Drop your hips to rest on your hands. And lift your head and shoulders to look between your knees. So you have to walk the lift up onto your elbows. Good. Legs walk out, heart comes up. Drop your head, stay 3. If you flex your feet, your crown of your head drops back. If you point your feet, the heart comes up. Just a little rock, forward and back. And then find the feet flex, chest broad. Drop the thighs. And a tuck of the chin. And down to the floor. Walk your feet in to free your hands. And any extra layer that you would choose, set yourself up. Any tenderness in your low back, you'll set blocks beneath your calves. And just take your time to settle in. This sequence really requires a deep rest. So making sure that you're creating a circumstance that will foster that expression of your choice, right? If you're cold or uncomfortable or grim in any way, it will be difficult. Fidget. Adjust at least 2 more things so that your body can continue to find its new alignment. The feet are loose, the knees are loose, the tail is soft. And then allow your breath to settle in the abdomen. And then the hint of a smile, the thought in your mind, you're doing it perfectly. How does your body change when you think you're doing perfectly? How does your body change with encouragement? Breathe encouragement into your body, into your stillness. Any internal stretch or shift, because the breath is invited to grow. How does that change you inside? What kind of adjustment is necessary to let it be so? Breath in the belly. And let the breath in the belly be smooth. Let it be soft. Feeling the body around your breath beginning to release more completely. Feeling how the innate state of being alive is one of receiving. We are receiving life. We are receiving light and rest, receiving food and health. Let the abdomen soften, coming into receiving. And let your breath rise into your chest a little bit more, opening to receive from the abdomen up into the chest, receiving a little bit more. We're not pulling the breath in, we're simply creating more availability. Adding on from the chest up into the collarbones. Fill the abdomen, fill the chest, fill the collarbones. This innate state of receiving is honored and met. And then releasing any effort of the breath, just let your breath drop back down into the abdomen. And the body keeps softening, considering any tension a limitation to your receiving. So as though opening the doors and the windows to allow in light. Let there be ease in the joints. In the breath. The belly so soft. Now if you choose, you may spend the next 10 minutes in Shavasana. Or we will do a breath. And then a meditation. If you choose Shavasana, just open your senses to let the sound of the practice in. The experience not necessarily in the physical body, but aware. Going on with me, you would build a cross-legged seat. And in that cross-legged seat, just going to sit tall, keeping this quality of quiet. Kapalabhati. Kappa is cap. The inference is to the crown of the head. So the Kapalabhati is the shining skull. And it's that whisper of ha that we began with. And we'll do it now. And we're looking with this breath to have a sense of clarity and spaciousness, as though rinsing the space around us and within us. So just start with a whisper of ha. Keep the breath, close the mouth, out the nose, from the navel. Continue, feeling a clearing as though rinsing the space inside and outside. And pause. Inhaling fully. Exhaling fully, navel to spine. And just continue 4 counts in, 4 counts out. 3 more times. Finding the exhalation at the end, navel to spine. And again, Kapalabhati. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale fully for 6. Exhale fully for 6. Pause for 2. In for 6. Out for 6. Pause for 2. Once again. Keep building your capacity to be full and to be empty and then to be still. Half breath in. Again, Kapalabhati. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 6. Breathing out for 6. Big, full, sweet, round breaths. Pause for 4. In 6. Out 6. Pause 4. In 6. Out 6. Pause 4. Normal breathing feel. There is new capacity, there is new power. And in that, feel that power emanating from your navel. And for 20 times, we'll repeat the syllable Ram, R-A-M, softly, steadily to ourselves. I'll go with you. And then we'll pause and we'll repeat it mentally at the navel, and you will feel this power, this radiance, begin to form a pulse of sound. It's simple. Ram, 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 in your mind. See if you can find that rhythm, that pace, that pulse, that sound in the belly. It's not connected to the breath. Install the mantra sound, the seed sound of Ram at the navel. We'll do it aloud 20 times once more. Feel it coming, feel it established at the navel. Your power, your eminence, right there. Ram, 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 Ram. Pause, feel. Feel that pulse. And with your mind, join that pulse at your belly, not connected to the breath. Can you feel that pulse of Ram at the belly? In your mind, repeat with it. Join it. It'll take a little time. See if you can feel, if you need to change pace, go with it. You're meeting a pulse that's already there. Ram, Ram, Ram. It may be a whisper. It may be thunderous. Keep coaxing it along. If you get lost, start again. A minute more. And then release any effort. No effort in the mind or the breath or the body. And noticing perhaps that pulsation has been established, running on its own now. No effort, just notice. And then once again lie back for the last 3 minutes and let this just move through the whole body, letting the abdomen be wide open, soft, letting the thrum dissipate in the belly, totally free. Allow this power, the power of the seed mantra, to just spread through the body. A hint of a smile. And into this space of the abdomen, into the home of your most substantial power. Begin to deepen your breathing. And breathe in the expression that you would be known by. Breathe that into your body, because that is what sets the movement of your deepest current. You are affecting the months ahead of you as you breathe in encouragement and kindness, admiration, sanctity of all that you are. Let this be the very topmost current moving through you and settling layer after layer into the breath, into the belly, into the tissues, into their functions, into your health, into your movements, into your plans, into your people. Breathe it in. This is the home, the heart, the source of each act. May it be clear. May it be yours. Hands overhead. And you roll your way to your right side, taking your time to breathe into the back of your body as you make your way up. And as you roll your way up, you find your seat. But when we don't have time for anything else, knowing the way we have our expression facing ourselves and our world, this will affect our current. Sweep wide, reach high. Palms together, the forehead center. We are this. One more time, sweep wide, inhale up. Find your expression, find it in your body, find it in your posture. Thumbs to the forehead center. Om Shanti Shanti. May it be so. Namaste. Happy Saturday. I will be away the next 2 Saturdays, but you have so many videos to choose from. Now's your chance. So the last Saturday was also Manipura. This Saturday was the practice for Manipura. If you'd like to, you can replay last, you can replay this and keep going. Or you can reach back further Or you can expand and explore someone else on a Saturday morning or go for a walk. I will never know. So you are free. I will be away next Saturday and the Saturday following. If you practice with me during the week, I am here all the coming week. And if you choose the following week when I am away, Saturday to Saturday, that Monday I am away, you replay the Monday we did. The Tuesday I'm away, you replay the Tuesday. You see how that works? So good. Or you don't. I will never know. So I will see you tomorrow in the park if you're coming. If you are an Easter soul, happy Easter. If you're coming to the park and you'd like to, bring a bunch of flowers. And we'll swap. We can't touch each other, but we can be touched. Morning, 8 a.m. for class, and then again, same sequence, 10:30 in the park. I will see you in 3 Saturdays. It's hard to leave you, but we'll be back. Sat Nam.